right, this time the court's going to go ahead and call Bell County Calls number 318,367-E. This is in the 426 Judicial District Court of Bell County, Texas, as in the interest of Lee minor child. Non-custodial party being Alexander S. Daniel, custodial party being Shanice D. Lee. This matter is before the court on a petition to establish parent-child relationship. We're operating under a third temporary order in this matter. At this time, the court will take judicial notice of the court file and note for the record that both parties are present today, the state's present, and the ad litem are present at this time. So at this time, since I understand this is the ad litem's main gist today, and the court wanted updates to see how the new visitation went and get an update on any further circumstances that the child may be going through at this point. I think the last time we were here, the services that the child was receiving were about to end, as I recall, and but the mother was looking for something additional. But anyway, at this time, I'll go ahead and let the ad litem make an opening and tell the court what he understands the circumstances are today, what he's asking for on behalf of his client, and whether or not this is whether or not he's seeking a final hearing at this time, a final order at this time. And then I'll let the state make their opening, and we'll take it from there. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. You're correct, Judge. This is the case where we had a prior, there was a subpoenaed witness. The counselor, Ms. Gibson, testified in July about her work with the child in this case. The visitation from the court at the conclusion of that hearing was every Sunday from 3 to 5:30, so long as notice was provided by noon. It's my understanding that notice was provided by Mr. Daniel to Miss Lee on a couple of occasions, and there were some conflicts in the schedule and attempted reschedules of the time, and it just didn't happen.
I think I specifically said no conflicts. I don't want to hear that. Okay.
Yeah.
I do a court order. I mean a court order. If somebody else schedules over my court order, they're going to have to go. I'll deal with them personally if I have to.
But the long and short of it, Judge, is that no visitations have occurred. There has been, I think, one, maybe two electronic visits or FaceTime visits. Those were also done by court order under the last order on Wednesdays at 6:30. Regarding my recommendation, I mean, the case is it's been going on for quite a while. I would like to try and get a final order, or maybe extend this temporary order for another couple months, and give the parties like kind of one last chance to try this out.
No, what we're getting ready to do, Mr. Bramhall, I'm getting ready to put Miss Lee in jail. That's what I'm getting ready to do. Because that testimony I heard last time, I found to be she was being highly obstructive, and I didn't want to come out and say it that way, but that's the way I found it. And now, on my new court order, this gentleman still hasn't had any live visitation. What I'm looking at is doing my own finding of contempt, or finding that she's not following the court order and ordering her into Bell County Jail. That's what I'm looking at doing, Mr. Bramhall, because I'm tired of this. This is you're wasting the taxpayers' money. They're wasting my time, and this seems to be going nowhere. And the bottom line is, I'm the guy that gets to make the calls here, not her, me.
No,
unless you can tell me something, sir, I'm going to dial back a notch here. Why there was a legitimate reason for that visitation not taking place, then I'll listen to it. But if there is not, then the court is highly upset, and I'm tired of playing with this one. Okay.
Yes, Judge, I understand. I agree. I was hoping that they would have done a handful of visits. This court gave the parties, 7 or 8 weeks to do these Sundays, and none have happened. So, my recommendation is that the child does need to continue in therapy. The child, I believe, is starting with the new therapist, and there was some difficulty in obtaining a new one due to a number of potential therapists not taking the government medical insurance that is currently in place. So I believe that the mother will testify that one has been secured, and so that should start. Regarding the child support, if we're going to finalize it, then I believe the support.
I can't hear anything. It's breaking up really bad.
All right. Well, the bottom line is, no, we're not going to do a final hearing. I want to have visitation take place. I want to confirm that it took place, and I need to get this thing, and it needs to be set up before we go away from this. Because again, as soon as the court's no longer involved, I don't think this is going to take place going after any further after that, Mr. Brimhall. You see what's going on here. I see what's going on here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have I have concerns about it, Judge, for sure.
Well, I don't even have concerns. But guess what? The judge gets to do something about his concerns, okay? And Ms. Lee, that means that I am really, really unhappy. Did she leave the building?
No, she's been having connection issues, Judge. I don't. She hasn't been in any way.
Okay.
Yeah, no, she had disconnection issues in a breakout room, Judge.
All right, well, let's give her a minute to get back in. Thank you.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
There you go. All right. Yeah, there she is.
All right.
Can you hear us, Miss Lee?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, good.
Sorry.
No problem, ma'am. We all have technical difficulties sometimes. All right, Mr. Brimhall, but the bottom line is what I'm looking at is getting confirmed visitation in person. And I need for you to maybe put both parties individually into breakout rooms. And I want to see what everybody's schedule is, what dad's schedule is the next 4 weekends in a row, Saturdays and Sundays. And whatever his schedule is, I'm going to make visitation for it. And mom's going to have to comply with that visitation schedule or get a designated agent to do it. Otherwise, the court's I'm getting ready to appoint an amicus to come after it. And obviously that's, it would probably not be in your client's best interest for you to file a motion for enforcement, but I'll get a lawyer in here that can. All right. That's what I'm looking at, sir. So anyway, I'm going to go off the record here for a couple of minutes. I want you to take them in the individual breakout rooms, Mr. Brimhall, and I want you to see what dad's schedule is like over the next 4 Saturdays and Sundays in a row. And whether or not he can make visits on at least one of those days, the next 4 Saturdays or Sundays in a row. And we'll set that up and get it done because we're going to get that done before we go any further forward, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I'll certainly do that right now.
I'll go ahead and move Miss Lee to room 2 because I know Zoom hates that. She was in room 1 originally, so I'm going to sign her to room 2, and then you can put Mr. Daniel in any room you need to. Okay.
Okay. You should get an invitation, Mr. Daniel, to room 5.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
All right, they're both moved in already, Mr. Brim. Also start with him and then move to her. All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
A few minutes later.
Okay, Judge. I did just talk with Miss Lee. Her phone dropped again, so she just dropped out of the whole meeting. But I did talk with Mr. Daniel. He said Saturdays and Sundays are both good, and Sundays work for both parties. So I think the court's prior order regarding Sundays should work. I think there was some confusion on the part of Miss Lee. She thought that the court had ordered her to use a third party to do the supervised visits and that she couldn't do them. And there was some talk at the last hearing about a third party doing the visits. And I'm not sure. I don't have detailed notes from that hearing. I do recall that you said a third party could be there, but I don't recall that you said she couldn't be there. But either way, she said she's willing to do the visits. She just was confused because she thought that I think she couldn't do them.
All right. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to order them every Sunday for the next month.
Okay.
Automatically. All right. Mr. Daniel, what time? I think what time did we have these before? Okay.
They're at 3 to 5:30, Judge.
Okay.
Here's Miss Lee coming back in on the.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, well, it looked like she was going to.
Oh, she went back to the breakout room.
Oh, okay. I'll move her back here. Let's see.
All right.
That's weird that she rejoined the breakout room.
I can go get her.
Okay. No. Yeah, looks like she got kicked out again.
And I keep getting boosted. I don't know why it keeps dropping.
All right. All right, then. What I'm going to go ahead and look at doing at this point is going ahead and setting these up for the next let's see what I got. 3 Sundays in a row at least. Mr. Brimhall, let's see. And I want to get everybody back here to see how those visits went. And like I said, I'm doing them every Sunday, the same time frame. They were what, from 3 to 5:30?
Yeah, yes, Judge.
All right.
3 to 5:30. Do you want to? I'm in your court on October 24th. If you want to put it on that docket.
All right. Let me see what date. October 24th. That's a Thursday. All right. Yeah, we can put it on the general docket for a reset to see how those went. I tell you what. Let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and move this Zoom code to 10:15. Let's see. 10 o'clock on that day. 10:15 on that date. And that way we get they don't have to come in and sit through the opening information and all that. So I'll just go ahead and put it at remove this same Zoom code to October 24th at 10:15. That way we're looking at visitation coming up on this coming Saturday, which is the 28th. And
yes, Judge. Well, it's the 29th, 29th, 6th, 13th, and 20th.
There we go. So those are the, I was looking at Saturday, sorry about that. So we're looking at going to Mills on that date at the same spot as before. Each party, okay, ma'am, you can do the visitation yourself. You can bring one person with you, not a paramour. Sir, same deal. You can bring one person with you, family member if you wish, but not a paramour. And we're going to do those, and those visits are set up for every Sunday. And like I say, we're going to do those from
The 3 to 5:30.
3 to 5:30, 2.5 hours. So yeah,
Just at the same location at Lions Park.
Lions
Okay.
Park.
So 4 visits. So I'll be sure to check in with both parties by email and
So,
phone call. But do you want them to like message me on Monday or something the day after, or?
You can do that. You can contact them, or they can contact you. However you want to set it up, Mr. Brimall.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'll reach out to both of them and send them both an individual email.
All right, folks, and I'm going to go ahead and reset this matter to October 24th. And like I said, Mr. Brimall, I'll just be where this doesn't get clogged up with the regular docket. I'll go ahead and put it on that same data, so I know you're going to be available. So I'll go ahead and put it on the 24th at 10:15 under the same Zoom code, and we can get an update on that at that circumstance. Also get an update on whether or not the child's got a new therapist, and then we can see about when we're going to set this up for final. But I need to see how the visitation went with that. Okay.
Yes, Judge.
All right. Any questions, Mr. Daniel?
No, sir.
All right, Ms. Lee. Any questions, ma'am?
No, sir. I'm good.
All right. All right, folks. I'll see everybody back here on the October 24th at 10:15 a.m. Same Zoom code, and we get an update on the 4 visits by Mr. Daniel over that time frame. All right. Anything else? Any party needs to you need to speak with either party at this time, Mr. Brimall?
No, I'll give them both a call or an email over the next couple days.
All right, Mr. Donovan. Anything else, sir?
If I can make the court aware, the state's going to be requesting to change the child support going forward. I think Mr. Daniel has a better job than when the current support was set. So I don't know if the court factors that into the timing that's going to be allocated for this hearing, but I'll probably ask for some testimony to current wages.
Okay, well, again, we can always update that at that hearing or at the final, because that's not going to be the final. So,
Yes, sir.
all right, and I'd like the attorneys to hang around. I wish to speak to them. Thank you. So everybody else is we're off the record, and everybody else is free to go. And I'll see both you, Mr. Daniel, and you, Ms. Lee,